Yeah, level 5. I think Nagendra can start. Hello.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so very good morning, one and all. Thanks for taking some time from your routine and then being here on a weekend. It shows the kind of enthusiasm and the interest that you have towards the tech environment. And today's session, I would like to keep it very light. And even before we start about the session, start discussing about the session, let me introduce myself. My name is Nagendra Kumar Singoti, and I am in IT and ITES field since 27 plus years. And I started my career as a developer long back, but I'm no more a developer, very far from the developer routine. However, I keep in touch with the technology and then the technology trends and then different tools and then different products and services. I lead L&D at one of the organizations. So primarily the technical enablement is my charter. Since it's part and part of my routine, I keep getting to know various tools. Though I might not be using it in my daily routine, I have a hang of various other technical aspects also. Other than that, to let me know about, to inform you about me is most of my part in the earlier stints and then charter was on DevOps. So I have helped many corporates to get the DevOps implemented for their application lifecycle management. Most of the times it's the Azure DevOps. Currently, it is Azure DevOps Service. Earlier, it used to be called as Team Foundation Server. Prior to that, it used to be called as VSTS. So something like this. So there is a big journey that I have made with uh, Azure DevOps, and today it is the Azure DevOps. And that is about me coming to my professional experience. And today's session I just thought of because recently we were working on the AI tools at different areas. When I say different areas, now if you have observed, and if anyone is closely working with Microsoft tools, even if it is an MS Office also for your business productivity applications like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, or maybe Power Platform like Power Apps and then Power Automate also, or even if you are a developer with maybe .NET, and then GitHub is also uh, part of your routine, maybe to store your code repository, or maybe for GitHub issues or GitHub actions or GitHub advanced security, any of this. So this GitHub Copilot I have come across. When I said business productivity applications, you have M365 Copilot. That is specifically meant for that purpose. If you are a D365, Dynamics 365 is the CRM and ERP solution from Microsoft. So if you are into that, there is a different Copilot enabling those services like D365 sales, D365 services, this kind of thing. And then let's say if you are into Power Platform, there also the Copilot is there. If you are a DB developer using MS SQL Server, most probably you might be using SQL Server Management Studio, SSMS, as your client for your DB developmental practices. If so, then the Copilot enabled for SSMS also. And then in GitHub, the GitHub Copilot. And beyond this also, you can have your own custom agent created to your own specific purpose, maybe to read and then process the data from your data estate within the organization. It could be a custom DB, custom data, anything that the inside intelligence is to be incorporated into your AI tool. Then the Copilot customization through Copilot Studio will come into picture. So these are all the things that we were uh, trying and then doing some innovation and automation through these tools within the organization. So I met Srini and then Sudhakar through one of the known contacts. And then we just shared an idea how it would be if I start delivering some content. Though I am not a no regular developer, I just thought of giving developers some kind of hint that what they can do and how the opportunities are in front of them using AI tools, how they can enhance their developer productivity, reduce the risks, and then make the code robust, and then make the code efficient also, robust also. So these kind of things I just thought of, and I'm here in front of you. And I thank Sudhakar and then Srini for giving me this opportunity. And you can ask me any questions in between by stopping. If you are emoting any icons, I might not be able to see because whole of the screen is covered with the deck. The sessions flow is initial 20 minutes. I would be taking you through the slides, and then maybe post that another 40 minutes, I'll be taking you through some demo activities. If anyone is further interested in trying the hands-on from means on your own and then uh, to explore more on this GitHub Copilot also, please do convey it to Sudhakar and Srini. We are there to help you with the demo environment, and then we can get a hands-on the follow-along session also next time we can arrange. Since we do not know the mix of audience and it's a broad range of audience that we have, means some of you might be students, some of you might be seasoned industry professionals, some of you might be developers, testers, build and release managers with varied profiles. So we just have kept this uh, a common session so that everyone can cope up. And some might appear to be developer specific, some might be appearing to be management specific here. Few of the topics that I bring while discussing. Please stay, please bear with it because the audience are mixed, and then you will have to cope up that with little patience. Different environment related discussions would be going. So having said this, are we all set? Are you still able to hear me loud and clear? If everything fine?
Yeah, Nagendra. Perfect.
Uh,
Perfect.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Right. Very nice. So now I just have kept it like GitHub Copilot fundamentals, and then I know that the range of audience are very broad, but still I have few questions to check with you. Please feel free to unmute and then voice out your responses. What are your thoughts on GitHub Copilot? Maybe you might have used some other AI tools also as part of your explorative, enthusiastic nature, or maybe some initiations by your organization, some tools you might have used, some other tools, AI tools, maybe for developer work or something else. If you have heard about GitHub Copilot or have worked up with GitHub Copilot, what are your thoughts? Means, is it working for you or it's not working for you? It's not good at all. It's bad, good, something like that. I just would like to hear.
Yes, Nagen sir.
Yes,
Am I
please.
audible?
Yes, please.
Yes, recently I have heard about student developer pack for students, college students,
Mm-hmm.
and I am now using GitHub Copilot at my
Oh,
Visual Studio Code. I
very
am
good.
using both mode of there are three modes: edit, ask,
Mm-hmm.
and agent mode.
Yep.
First, I have created a well structured prompt with my specifications,
Mm-hmm.
like how we can give a good prompt to my model like Claude Sonnet 4 or GPT-5 preview. For
Mm-hmm.
that, I first generate a very structured prompt. After that, I just copy that prompt and also check that prompt that prompt is aligning to my specification or description or not. After that, I am just using that prompt with my coding agent and
Mm-hmm.
selecting a model. I am creating a full stack structure within a 20 minute, I think more with under 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And you can run that app or website approx in 30 minutes after solving all the errors. This
Oh,
is
that's fantastic.
this is the
Fantastic.
way, yes,
Hmm.
sir. This is the way which enhancing my productivity across all the college students and all others competitors. With the
Hmm.
help of this coding agent, I am just only focusing on all my learnings and not
Hmm.
bothering about how I can code line by line. So
Yes,
this is
yes.
increased my productivity. Thank you, Nagin sir.
Fantastic, Suyansh. Suyansh Mishra, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
Suyash
So
Mishra. Yeah.
very, surprising, and it's very pleasant and glad to know that the academics means, see, there is always from institute to industry, there is a huge gap always. And then we try to keep bridging it many a times. Recently also, I was in Manav Rachna University to deliver one concept on demystifying DevOps, why every engineer should know about DevOps. So there also I could find it was exciting to know that from the academic times, people have started working with the industry ready tools. So this is very impressive, Suyash. You have outlined almost, maybe you can run the session, I guess. Maybe you can bring up your screen with VS Code and then showcase the prompts and then the other things that you have tried to write a code less than 20 minutes with a full structured application coming into picture. Very nice. Maybe Srini and Sudhakar, this is just a thought. Maybe from now onwards, we can encourage academicians also to be part of delivering these sessions, I guess, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah,
Nagin.
in fact,
Hmm.
Suyash Mishra College, right? We in fact
Hmm.
discussed with his professor also recently.
Oh,
Okay,
lovely.
how we
Okay.
can collaborate with that institutions, engineering college, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Very
even
nice.
in Andhra Pradesh also, we are trying to tie up with another engineering college. So discussions
Hmm.
are in progress.
Very nice. Fantastic. Okay, so now what Mr. Mishra has given gives us a fair idea how you can make use of GitHub Copilot. That means you need not be a coder. You need not be knowing line by line what to write, where to write, how to write. But if you have a foundational knowledge and the great intent of or clarity on what you want, you can keep asking it, make it better, prompt by prompt, and that's where the prompt engineering comes into picture. We will even discuss about some of the best practices also and other aspects. I request Srini and Sudhakar to observe chat messages in case anything is there in the chat. You can stop and then highlight that point of discussion. We can build the discussion around that also.
Yeah, so
I,
Kia
yeah,
had some comments. So if she can speak up, that would help, I guess.
sure. Let me check. Yes,
Uh,
one of the good tool, but able to generate boilerplate code. Very nice, very nice. But it's giving challenge to integrate with existing code. Is it? Okay. Can you just broaden the pointers on what kind of challenges you have faced while trying to integrate with existing code? Keon?
Uh, Hi, this is Shuchita. Sorry, take my name accidentally wrong.
Okay.
And I am using GitHub Copilot for automation from even for my team developers are using the GitHub Copilot from little longer.
Hmm.
It give initial code very nicely, but when it
Hmm.
comes to like use that code into the existing framework,
Hmm.
there are certain kind of challenge that we face. It won't
Hmm.
analyze that the code is already written. It need to use the generic code. It
Hmm.
rewrite its own code when we use it into the agent mode. And sometime to refactor the code that has been written by agent mode
Hmm.
requires time. So
Hmm.
what we observed in our current framework is since like our
Hmm.
code is and the project is there from
Hmm.
quite long amount of time,
Hmm.
and there, when we try to use this GitHub Copilot,
Hmm.
even if we pass all the files and the dependency files which are there,
Hmm.
it doesn't put the things into the correct place. It
Oh.
rewrites some of the things which are not required. and it doesn't understand end-to-end business logic. So these are certain challenge. But I think when we start a project from scratch, this is what not I have tried, but I want to try with the help of GitHub Copilot. Maybe it will be able to structure code more appropriately. So putting the code into framework, make them reusable. So and check if the existing code is there. These are certain areas where we face challenge, and then we just take suggestion and don't use it as it is.
Very nice, very nice. You have highlighted challenges along with some of the hints on the answers also. With everyone's permission, let me try to diffuse or demyth a few of the pointers that Sujita is highlighting. How to tackle that? I'm not saying that this would definitely give the 100% results, but what you can do better to overcome these challenges that you have highlighted. First point, it won't understand the existing structure or the pattern or the way that we have written the existing code. Here, the context setting is very, very important. And context setting, if it is missing, it would try to give us the generic responses. That is also one of the observations we will see. Now, as you said, when you are working with the production grade environment code and then trying to make it up with agent mode, here I take a step back and then make a statement. I do not recommend agent mode as is. Why? Because agent mode has got an instruction to do something, and then for which you might have to take a bit of time to check whether it's all right or not. It's going to enhance, means increase the time that you spend than making it ease for you. So always it is better to go with ask mode, and only in certain areas where you have a greater control and then understanding on what you are doing and what kind of impact it would bring into your code, their agent mode is okay. This is while in chat I am talking about, but the agentic actions also we will discuss. That also we will see it in the demo today. And the other point that you were highlighting on refactoring, while refactoring, it is giving something which is unnecessary. So here also, the jurisdiction in which it needs to work on, we'll have to let it know. And it's not just always the prompt, it is the prompt in addition to the persona. So you'll have to be able to set the persona also very, very clearly. Then your results will eventually improve into the precise answers that you are looking for, either for refactoring or to work with existing code, all of this. Because it's been meant to do all this, but it's only that we'll have to make it aware what it needs to take or how we should think. So these two things also, setting the persona and then setting the context, these two are very critical to get the results. In spite of all of this being done, yes, still we have to keep a threshold or a buffer of 2 to 3% or sometimes 3 to 5%, depending on the way that we are working or the complexity of the code or the gravity of the situation, the timelines, and then other aspects considering 2 to 3% or 3 to 5%. It might vary that we might have to do sometimes some good amount of rework and then troubleshoot. Yes, sometimes it might even run because we cannot take everything blindly what it is giving. It might make us to run here and there. Sometimes we end up in running loops by using Copilot itself. That means even if it is an error, we are taking the help of Copilot itself. Then also we will run into, because as you said, sometimes it go into an hallucination mode, considering the idealistic situation. I might not even have had one variable. It might have said that this is where it is, and then might have written a piece of code. And when I'm trying to check, there is a warning. Then it says that this is not existing or this is not initiated. Then I'll try to fix it. In that point of time, it tries to do something else, which is not even part of my code. Then again, I'll have to rectify that one. When I go for a quick fix or a fix, then again it would write extra piece of code which even I might not require. Something like this, it might run into loops. So there is a chance 2 to 3% or 3 to 5% we might run into loops before we give up and then start afresh of the same. Most of the times when it gives the piece of code as a recommendation, it would even give some of the options. So we will check all of that. During the discussion, I'll try to highlight few of the pointers. Though I might be showing it at a minimal level, you should be able to correlate it to the production grade environment also. Does it make any sense, Suchita?
Yes.
You with me?
Yes.
Sure. Right. So today we will be trying to understand the GitHub Copilot plans and features. Why? Because here I guess that I might have to spend time here also. Why I'm saying this? There seem to be certain audience who have used the GitHub Copilot, and they might be feeling some of the features I am unable to use. Some of them it's not working for me. Why it is not working for me? Maybe in another tool something else is coming with an appropriate result. All of this depends on the plans and pricing and other features also. We'll discuss a little about that and then move into the extensions getting installed into your IDEs, and then from there with the demo. So that's how the flow would be today. And for those who are new to what is Copilot, it's an AI powered code completion tool. This is how it started. However, from code completion tool to a pair programmer to now it has been evolved to a peer programmer situation. Peer programmer means like how you are being assigned your tasks by your peers or maybe leads. In the same way, you can assign your work or you can delegate your work to Copilot and it will get it done, and then it will send you the request review, the pull request review. You can do the code review and then either accept it or reject whatever you want. How you do it for others, maybe for your peers and then juniors also, same way. It would does the work and then gives it to you. You verify and then accept it. So it's not just a mere code completion tool. Now it's a pair programmer. It acts as a mentor, tutor, guide, coach, trainer, everything. And then now it acts as a peer programmer also with agentic actions. We will see that also. And most of the people might be having some confusion to make any decisions. Who should I be giving it? Is it for senior developers or junior developers, or whom should I be giving it? Doesn't matter the expertise, depending on their role, they might use, as someone said, they might be good at using this and it is helping them for avoiding the efforts being put on boiler plate coding, or maybe for people who would like to learn from it and then um, expedite their work without knowing line by line or each of those aspects, and but they want output those also. So it's for everyone. In a simple nutshell, it's everyone, whoever, or even it could be for an infrastructure engineer also. If my organization has got a practice of deploying the infra in the form of infrastructure as code, I can use this, be it Terraform, be it Bicep, or be it anything else that I'm using, maybe simple ARM templates that I'm using in the JSON format or YAML, doesn't matter. Whatever it might be, you just want your infra as a code, be it for AWS or Azure or maybe GCP or something else, it would help you. Where should be using? What are the good cases? What are the bad cases for this? Anything that you use this for other than non-coding related tasks, it might not be good at. Like you don't ask it to generate a mail to send it to your manager or something else. Regular LLM tasks and natural language generation don't depend on this. You depend on M365 Copilot for that, or maybe any other ChatGPT or Perplexity. Use something else. This GitHub Copilot is specifically meant for coding related. It could be a code suggestion, code translation, or maybe you want to generate unit tests for all the code pieces of code that you have written to enhance the code coverage and even the code quality. Get all of those then done with this. Maybe if you would like to have a look up at the big dictionary data, or you want to work with regex patterns, which are required as part of your coding at one or other point of time, you can use all of this, but not for anything other than coding related. And Copilot chat we are saying, and then Copilot we are saying, what's the difference? Where is it? How do we visualize it? Copilot chat is going to appear to you in your IDE, and then even in Windows terminal also, even within the editor also, the IDE that you work with. The Copilot is a seamless integration that has happened with your IDE, which is silently observing what you are doing, how you are doing, where and all you are navigating. It is trying to set the context on your own with the activities that you are doing. You have kept one controller class open, you have kept something else open, you have kept something else open. It understands all those tabs as the related context. And then where is your cursor in the editor now? Depending on that, it would try to understand. So it keeps watching and observing what you are doing, which piece of code you are working. So there is a seamless integration that's already done in IDE, which is observing and helping you for your direct code writing activities. Copilot chat, you can use it for interactive level of communication, maybe for asking it, and then in-depth analysis you wanted to do, ask, and then it can work as a trainer or a tutor or a mentor or a guide or a facilitator, whatever you think. It's going to, like a senior or a peer, it will help you. Chat is also there, and seamlessly it is already there in IDE. We will see all that in the tool in a moment. And coming to what we should know, Copilot is available in different variants, folks. Free variant is there. Everyone is eligible, just like that. Go and then sign up, use it. Copilot Pro, free trial you can take, or pay it and then take it. Pro Plus is there, and then Copilot Business and Enterprise. If you are thinking to implement in your organization for your developers to enhance their productivity, Business and Enterprise variants are the ones that you should look at it. Why? Because there are many other governing and then admin aspects come into picture on controlling how, where, what, when, these things, to have a greater control on what your developers can do, what they cannot do, what kind of restrictions, permissions, policies you can build around. All that can be possible in the business and enterprise variants, not in the other individual variants. Other three are meant for individuals, and then these two are meant for organizations. And we should understand certain things also on what are the standard requests and then premium requests. So here, let me flip my screen to take you to the tool, and then I'll keep switching here and there. Okay. So bear with that. And this is very much required. Just a sec, guys. I'll just restart my code space. Do not worry in case if you have never worked with GitHub code spaces also. It's just the pre-configured environment. Even if you are using VS Code or Visual Studio, doesn't matter. It's the same. Or even if you are using any other IDEs, maybe any other JetBrains IDEs or any other IDEs, wherever this is compatible to work with, it's simply the extension will get installed and then it would start working. But the working approach remains same. That's the point that I was trying to let you know. Just give it a second. It's trying to populate. Just a sec. Okay. Okay. So now if you see, this is as good as your VS Code, right? But it's in the browser. That's it. I'm using GitHub code spaces, and there is a sample code also that I have kept today to work with some of the features and to showcase you. Now, first, this is the chat that I'm talking about. The Copilot is available in the chat within the IDE. Whenever you are not seeing after installing the extension also, click on this icon which shows this, and you can toggle it off or toggle it on. And Suyanshu was saying that there are three modes in which you can work, and even Sujita, I guess, if I got the wrong name wrongly, please pardon me. So the three modes in which you can by default work with: ask mode, agent mode, edit mode. Ask mode, you can do an in-depth interaction for analysis, learning, and then taking the suggestions, everything. And the name itself says agent means you instruct it, it would does the work on behalf of you. And this is not always suggested. And then that too, especially for production grade environment. And when we are not sure, please do not use it unless otherwise you are confident on, you think that you have a control on what's going to happen and what exactly is required. And the edit mode is when you specifically want to work with specific area of the code, select that in the editor and then try to make the jurisdiction limited to that piece of and then make the edit. So these are the three default modes. If you want to create your own custom mode also, you can do that. How do we do that? There is a beast mode, which is very prominent and famous nowadays. Everyone is talking about it, beast mode. That means you configure the persona and then make that custom mode available to you. And then you instruct and then it would does as you have instructed it to do. Be it asking, be it doing, be it editing, whatever it is, all that you can make it up. But let's not deviate into deviate the discussion to beast mode also. In case if anything is coming up in the chat, I request Srini and then Sudhakar to observe and then please highlight it. We'll take the discussion towards that also. So these are the three modes. Yeah, thanks. These are the three modes in which you can work, but I recommend always in ask mode. And setting the context also, I'll explain you now. And these are the default models and then premium requests. So premium models, what are these and how different it is? Whenever you use this, there is no charge for you. Whatever the allowed limits and then your plan that you are using, all that it is unlimited. If you are using anything below this bar, they are all premium models, and these premium models will attract some cost after the allowed limits. Allowed limits were, again, I'll switch the screen. Allowed limits, they have mentioned as per the variant that you have taken, 300 per user per month if you have a business variant, 1000 per user per month if you have an enterprise variant. These premium requests are allowed. Beyond that, you will be charged this much, 0.04 US dollars per request. But what in case if you have not billed, you have not set up billing, after this, it gets exhausted your trail period and then it won't work. That time also you might be realizing that it's not working for you as you expected. And anytime you feel that one particular model is unable to fetch you the results in the way that you are expecting, it's not efficient, then change the model, change another model and then work with that. So that way you can improve. So there is no restriction or a hard and fast rule that you have to work with only default models. When you are explicitly working with this in an ask mode, you are free to change. When you work with agent, it selects on its own what needs to be done in the agentic actions. I'll show you that also. Let's cover a few more points before we get into the demo. And Copilot coding agent. So there are two ways of this agentic action working with. One is agent mode here in the chat, which we have seen, and then the coding agent, which is there in the GitHub. So if you go to this GitHub, you see here, so I can instruct my agent from here itself. I give the complete task here. It starts working and then gives me a pull request kept open. I can go after it gets worked and then I can take the decision of accepting or rejecting or merging it or not, whatever I want. So this agentic action is two ways here also. One is you just instruct and then ask it to work, and you are not creating any task here. But if you would like to create a task, you come to issues and create a task of type maybe issue or a bug or a feature or whatever it is, create the issue and then get it assigned to Copilot or to you, and then first you and then Copilot, choice is yours. You give the title and then the description. So there is an issue already populated. That means you can come back and then rework also on that anytime. If you do not want to create tasks, but just instruct it, come here, open the agent mode, start giving the instructions. If you are not using it in the IDE. And one more thing here, when you work like this within the GitHub directly with this chat. So Copilot chat, what we have seen is, one is that within the IDE, it comes like this. And then one is that within the GitHub also, you come here and then open this Copilot chat. And this has got access to multi-repositories. When you have something like, say, you are working with microservices oriented architecture, and then each repository is a different microservice, and then you need to make certain changes spread across the repositories. Then how do you give the instruction? Because as long as you are working within the IDE, it would be working with the repository that is kept in the workspace. That's it. That's only the limit jurisdiction that is it has got. When you want to work with multiple repositories across your GitHub organization, then you have to come here. So this is another aspect. So this is also one area that you have to think, where are you instructing? How are you instructing? Which mode are you using? How you can make it better? And that's the reason this name also, enhancing the developer productivity, is what we kept, because results always will not be the same as what you have expected. And even as you all know that these AI tools results are non-deterministic. When I say non-deterministic means same prompt, same code, I give it, I get a different piece of code. You give it, you may get a slightly varied code. There could be some difference, might not be there also, but there is a high possibility that there could be some variance. And it is always non-deterministic, and it is our responsibility. We are pilots, that is just a co-pilot. We are pilots to decide what to re-ask or to rework or to accept it or reject it, this kind of things. Okay, so far what we have tried understanding is within the Copilot chat is there, which is available in the IDE also. It is available in the GitHub also. And then agentic actions can happen from the IDE here also, or it can happen in the GitHub interface here in two modes. You just instruct it to get the task done, or create the task and then get it done. These are the modes. Just we tried navigating it and then tried understanding it. And let me start the demo itself, and then we'll keep going back to the deck one by one when any time discussion comes. Now, first thing is that assume you are a developer joined in this project, maybe a seasoned developer or a junior developer, doesn't matter. New project, you have got into new team, and the person who's there to give you the hand holding of this project, he's a bit occupied and he didn't give you any information on what is this project, in this solution, how many projects are there, why it is meant like this, or what does it do. Nothing, no clue. Okay, he's not there. Now you are supposed to get a hang of this project on your own. If Copilot is not there, you will have to spend a lot of time in going through. This is a simple web API, .NET based. So it is appearing like this, and then you can manage it maybe in another 20 minutes or so, manually going through, you can understand everything, or 10 minutes. But within no time, if you want to do it, if it is a bigger project, it might take even longer time. So we'll take the help of Copilot in explaining me what is this project all about. Now here I would like to take into two considerations. One is setting context without setting context. So first I'll show you, I do not set any context. I'm just asking, I know the project name. So I'll just come here and explain bike shop API. I just have asked in a generic sense, vaguely, I have come just like that and then asking it, explain me this. Because I know the project name, I just said it. And let's see the answer. Now it's saying that the bike shop API is typically designed to manage operations of a bike shop, such as handling inventory, customers, orders, something like this. And this is very vague, generic information it has given. This might suit for an API. So considering that as an API and then understanding the bike shop term, it gave me the very vague answer. Now I'll set the context. So I'll say at workspace, explain bike shop API. Now I have set the context. This agent is workspace agent I have used. Okay. And then I am asking it. Now you see the difference of answer. Now it has used 32 references within this workspace that I am working with. And now it is giving me this bike shop API is an ASP.NET Core web API for managing bike shops and their bikes. It provides endpoints to list all bikes, get details of specific bike shop, create, update, delete bike shops, all the CRUD operations it's talking about. And it has given me the full length information of what exactly is this doing in this project. You saw the difference of setting the context. So these agents are like, let's say now I do not know, I'm a new developer, I'm a Java developer, but I have come to a .NET development environment now because it said that it's a ASP.NET Core. Okay. Now I don't even know how to run the application. Assume that scenario. Okay. I do not know anything, but let's assume this scenario wherein I'm a Java developer, have come into .NET, and now I am asking it how to run. I'll say at terminal. I'll set the context also. Very specifically, I'll set the context how to run .NET application. Either you can write like this or keep a dot and then say NET. Choice is yours. You just ask spelling mistakes, grammatical mistakes. It would try to understand and then overcome with its own impressions. Okay. If it's not understanding properly, re-ask it. Okay. How to run .NET application. I'm asking specifically at the terminal. Then it understood, okay, this guy needs the command to run this application. That's the reason it has given. Let's say if I would have not said terminal, then I'll ask this, how to run .NET application. I can even say how to run a .NET application, maybe making it very generic, vague. Then it has made me understood like, okay, you have to set the path and then use this. This is the typical command, something like this. So sometimes depending on what you are expecting, if it's not giving, you may have to re-ask also. Just check whether the context is set properly or not also. After you ask anything, if it is giving you any information, there are multiple options you can use to reduce the time that you are spending with that. You just hover the mouse here. You see here, insert into terminal. I need not even copy, paste or type it again. Simply I say insert at terminal. I put enter, it would start executing. But even before that also I need to set the path because it said me to set the path. I haven't set, but I'm just letting you know what are the options. Insert at cursor. Now let's say your cursor might be in the editor sometime here. You might be working as a developer within your classes and then working with the methods or maybe unit tests, whatever it could be. You might be mostly spending time in the editor. And at the point of where cursor is there, you wanted to make some changes also. That time you can use this insert at cursor. And then if you want to copy something here that it has given big content also, use it at a later point of time or to paste somewhere, you can use that copy also. Sometimes you might run into a need wherein you have to get into a new file when you ask for an extra piece of code or a new unit test all to generate a new controller class created, or it could be anything. You have an option to ask it to insert into a new file also. Okay, so far so good on context setting and then asking for any confirmations, voice out, thumbs ups, anything, though I do not see the emitting icons. So far so good. Any questions there, Sudha or Srini?
No, we are good. So Mallesh is one person who is extensively working. So Mallesh, you have any comments or inputs?
No, Srini, at the moment. Yeah, if it is there, I will become back here.
Sure. Thanks, Mallesh. Thanks for
Not-
being
not
so
every-
patient, because you are a seasoned person, it appears to be, as said by him, and still you are bearing the fundamentals. Appreciate your patience.
Yeah, Nagendra, this is Srinivas. Sorry to disturb you.
Yes, please. Yes, Srinivas.
Yeah, right. Here, right, in your second prompt, it is completely reading your source code, right, including config files, if it is there any endpoints, right? Everything it is reading that.
At workspace, you are saying, right? This one.
Right. Yeah.
This,
right.
yes.
Yeah, that is again a compliance issue, right?
Okay, compliance will come into picture. This is the right point. Just to make it quick and then short, I jumped into, sorry to cut short, but I got the point.
Right.
What the compliance says is even GDPR or even HIPAA, what it says is any of the general data protection rules, even the European one or any other compliance, maybe industry wide or country wide, or maybe your own company wise or client wide, we should not be storing this anywhere. That becomes stealing. But to process here, because this is session based memory, what it has got is it is only to the session that it is active. Post that it would not even have the knowledge of what is this. If it is not reading my code, because what I have kept in IDE is what it is reading. What is there in my repository, I might be using Bitbucket. It is not going to Bitbucket at all. In GitHub, I have the other actions to get, so I signed into GitHub if in case GitHub repository is being used. So that means I have already abide, and then I understood that the GitHub is there. Where I'm storing my code. That means when my code is already there and my AI tool is reading, there is no harm, right? There is no point of me complaining about compliance. My code is already there in GitHub, someone else server in a different location. And this AI tool is also reading only for that session. And beyond that, it's not storing anywhere. Even in Bitbucket. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry to disturb you. Actually, I'm also using this Copilot in my enterprise application. Basically, what we are doing is we are not storing in GitHub, but Bitbucket we are using. Okay.
Yes, sir. So then when you are
what
using
we are
Bitbucket,
doing is, So let me add one more point here. Basically, in our organization, as a best practice, our guys are creating mark-driven files, like a best practices file.
Yes.
In those files, we are mentioning what a Copilot supposed to read and what files they're supposed to exclude while giving prompt.
Exactly.
Yeah, in that way, we are skipping confidential information related files like config files or any XML files which are related to endpoints related. Yeah, that is what I thought to add here. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir. So we have that point also mentioned. That's on excluding the content that GitHub Copilot should not see is different from the regular compliance. Compliance is a generic word that you have used. So I have made the discussion generic. Otherwise, I can exclude specified files from Copilot, and that is available in the business and enterprise variants. That facility is there. Yes, that can be made wherein the secrets or anything that is which is confidential that needs to be skipped by Copilot, we can do that. Yes, generating custom instructions is an option that is available in these two variants. We can use that. Great point. Do you see this, sir? This is also our part of discussion.
Right,
but
right.
since we haven't gone to that,
yeah. Thank you. And
very
and
nice,
one
sir,
more.
for bringing it up.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, sir. One more point you were about to say. Tell me, please.
Yeah. Regarding the best practices, like if it is a .NET, the best practices or coding standards are different compared to other language. So what we are doing is we are creating one mark-driven file for best practices related to each language, and we are putting it into that Bitbucket in Copilot in next file. So whenever any new person came and he is trying to add a new code, then it will automatically that standards will follow. If it is not following, it will give the prompt, something like that.
Yes, sir. So this is org-wide, the custom instructions you want to keep, you can keep. It gets validated and then come. This is the point. If you let me show it.
Yeah, I hope you will cover. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, this is the one. Maybe I might not be able to demonstrate all of these today because of the time limits and then the other aspects, but they're all there. We might be discussing those eventually. So this custom instructions is to get that work done, and excluding the specified files from Copilot is the previous point that you have used. Yes, both are there available in the business and enterprise variants, which are meant for commercial organizations.
Thank you, Nagendra.
Yes,
Please
yes.
continue.
Very glad to highlight that, sir. Fantastic. And now let's try to make it up. We were checking on how to run this application also. So now let me try to take it further. It's trying to run. Just a sec. I'll show you what is this so that you also have it. It's a simple web API. Nothing else is there. Okay. So it started running with certain endpoints we have kept for, since it's an API, it doesn't have any UI. Let me put this swagger to it for you to understand the methods or the endpoints. So these are there. Now I'll try to show you if our intent is, let me stop this. I just have run the application to check if everything is fine with it. Now I'll show you how seamlessly the Copilot is going to help me. First approach is that I don't even say a single word or a letter. I don't even type, but it should help me by understanding what is my intent. Okay. So let me move this cursor bar to somewhere top. Just a second. It's coming in between here and there. Okay. So now I'll just show you. I'm in the controller class. I'm coming here and then trying to understand what's there. I could see that there is a new bike shop with ID 1, and then within that bike shop, 2 bikes are there. Since this is a US terminology, they call it as bike. We call it as cycle. Otherwise, it's a bicycle. Okay. So there is another bike shop with a couple of models into it. Bikes are into it, and each bike has got its own description properties, and then each bike shop also has got its own name, description, category, and all of this. And now if you see, there is a 3 bike shop. Actually, there are 3 bike shops with multiple bikes. I have scrolled through all of this now, and let's say I have come here, and then my intent is to add one more bike shop, but I'm not saying anything. Okay. I just scroll through and I have put my cursor there, and immediately it suggested me new bike shop, that too with an ID 4, and then that too with 2 bikes, because it observed that every bike shop there earlier, they had 2 different bikes with different models and descriptions. It also suggested here like this. And if I hover the mouse here, I was trying to address one of the points given by Sujita that time. It gives not just one option, it gives multiple suggestions, and we might have to effectively choose which is supporting our intent. Now, let's say if my intent is really to create a new bike shop, and it understood, it gave me, and I am about to accept. Now, since it has given 4 options, I might even go through by scrolling the second option, third option, and fourth option. Maybe some variation, it might be here. Since the screen is covered, you might have not been able to see the difference of what it might have given in the options. Some of the descriptions, if you see in the bikes here at the bottom, just observe here. The model name Maulin 7, in another option, it is Fuel X, something like. If you can accept and change those properties also, but I am saying how effectively it understood, first of all, your thought process, because the way that you were navigating, it thought that at this point you stopped. Maybe your intent is to add another bike shop with other bikes, and it might require some, this kind of all the pre-template, means this boiler template coding it has given. And let's say if this is right for you, you can simply press tab and then it has added for you. So that seamlessly it understands your code, but there is a chance sometimes it might not understand. Could be scenarios, I'm not denying it, but it could be up to 2 to 3%. Or when your navigation is not thorough and you are switching multiple screens, and it also got confused on what you are asking also, then it might. Here, still we haven't asked, guys. writing the code without saying even a single word or a character typing is what the first exercise we are trying. So this is also possible is what I'm saying. This might even give you wrong pieces of code also. You have to keep that buffer of 2 to 3%. Okay. Now, assuming that it gave me what I wanted in this piece of area, now I just want to go and then let me put my cursor back here, and I'm trying to check what are all the methods that it has got. And I wanted to add one more method. I'll just come here, press, and then I have come to the location. I didn't even say anything. I'll just give it a pause. You may have to have some patience sometimes, at least for a few seconds. Sometimes it would take time to respond back. Just a sec. Let me connect the power adapter to laptop. Okay. So here I just gave a pause of few seconds after giving my cursor there. It understood, okay, this guy might be trying to add one more method. Currently, I see these many are there, and then it seems that the update method by ID seem to be missing. And then that means it has assumed all these, understood, analyzed, and then have given me this recommendation of adding this. And then there is only one suggestion at this juncture in this piece of area that it has given me. Take this update method in case if you are okay with what you thought of adding by ID as an update. If not, you just skip and then start typing. But we haven't gone to, we will go with that also. How do we express our intent? This is another area that I have shown you without even typing a single character, how it understands the existing code. Because the beginning of the discussion we started, it doesn't understand my code properly, and it's getting difficult for me to integrate the recommendations into the existing piece of code. Problems might be there, not always. And in case if we follow some best practices or changing the models and then doing the right navigation, spending time there, it might even analyze to a better rate and then give us the better solution. This is another piece. Guys, always these demos, since this is no impact code, no, nothing is going to happen even if I accept some wrong content also. So it might look lighter, but in production grade environment, you might have your own challenges, which you will have to deal with. That's where we are pilots and we have to apply our critical thinking in making some decisions. I am not saying that there will not be any issues. It would be there. Sometimes it might even complicate and make words, and then you might even spend some time before you give up and then say undo, undo, undo all that. Yeah, it's also there. People who are really working in the production environment, they'll get to know about this, what I'm talking about. And that's what it was described even by a couple of people earlier also. Now let's say, I'll try to show you one more piece also, how better it understands the code without me saying anything. Let me take you to this method to showcase. You see there is a log information and there is a custom pattern that is written here while logging in. Since it's a bike shop, they have used certain bikes pictures here, and then there's a difficult, means it's a different custom pattern that they have used while trying to log the information. Now let's say it's there in this method. Now I want to add this log into some other method also. I go here, spend a couple of seconds here, and then I come back here and then press enter. I'm not even saying even a single code letter. I can type it that also. I'll show you both how it behaves. Now, when I am not saying anything, it tried giving me, boss, you can do the log with this logger in this way. Is this okay? You can keep if it has got any other options, but it has not, it doesn't have any other option, but this is not the exact format that I'm looking for. Then you try to put down your characters from your side. Now, the moment I said manually underscore log, you may have to write sometimes at least minimum 3 characters. And sometimes even before writing 3 characters, it's going to change its mind and then give you appropriate suggestions. When I have typed underscore and L, it has given me the exact syntax that was there in the previous pattern. So then I'm just taking this, just a sec. I'm taking this I'm okay with this means I can take that. Let's say if I want to add it some more in this method also, I want to log that information. Now, oh, sorry, just a second. Now I have come. It automatically gave me that suggestion of with 3 bikes and then create and then 3 bikes. This is the method name and then this is the way that it is logging the information. So this way, sometimes when it is not understanding, spend time when you do not want to say anything and then get the things done. But if you want to say at least minimum 3 characters, let us say if your intent is bigger than this, not this man, these are very simple. My intent is a bit bigger. We have seen multiple options are there. Let's check in the inline editor, within the editor, and not even the inline editor, within the editor, how we can express and then do it. That is comments to code. You just write a comment. Now let's say in this, I do not have one method. ID it is there, but I want to add one more method. What I'll say is search by name method is what I want to write. I just have written in the comments, have come down. Now it's saying, boss, take this method. This is the string with which you can search and then give the results back. Just check if it is going to be okay or not. That's what it's saying. And if you see, since I have already practiced logging the information in each and every method sometime back, I was trying, though not in all, at least 2 to 3 I have written. So it started even furnishing that and given me this method. So I can, if this is the one that is right, I can use this. If not, then I can discard and then move ahead. So I'll say tab and then it is been accepted. Now, what we have tried so far is how to change the modes and which mode is always suggested, how to change the models and how these change the behaviors, how to set the context, and then now without even typing a single word or a character, how to make Copilot understand our intentions while browsing through the piece of relevant code area. And then in case if you want to express, then how you can express in the form of comments. And there could be bigger intent than writing a comment or a multiple comments. That's when we'll try to make that in the form of a README file and then assign it as a task also. But the best practice is tailor down. That means make the big intent to smaller chunks, small tasks, and then assign those tasks either in the agent mode or in the ask mode and then copy paste or create a new file, whatever you want, what best suits for you, because every developer has got their own way of getting the things done. Someone might be comfortable in managing the complex things even in agent mode and then trying to figure out anything goes wrong. Their appetite is higher. Someone might be not even ready to take any risks, and even for a smaller things also they want to check, validate and then put it because they are scared to take bigger risks at a later point of time. That is one more person's approach. Everyone's approach is different and everyone has got their own way of getting it done, and that way we can make use of this AI tool to suit their best needs. Now let's say here in this, it is trying to show some warning because there is something which is not, it could end into a possible null reference while I run, and then it may lead to some issues, is what it is thinking. And this warning is in brown color, errors are red in color. You are all better developers than me. I'm not a developer. So it is giving this. And now I would like to fix it, but with Copilot itself. And sometimes when you do that, you have to be cautious because you might run into multiple steps also to fix a smallest thing. Then you have to see whether it's a meaningful attempt to depend on it or cut short at one point of time, come back and then redo. That justification you will have to apply. Otherwise, we might run into infinite loops. So now let's try checking if it helps or trying to make us into loops. Since this is simple null reference one, it would try to add a piece of code saying that if not null, then you do this, something like that. Let's fix it. Quick fix and fix, two options you are seeing. Either you can see the problem, understand it, quick fix or fix. Quick fix is the area you doesn't want to spend much time and then get that done then and there. You are least worried how it's going to do, what's going to do, get that done. That's quick fix. Fix is the area wherein it might even ask for, look for, give the explanation and then do it stepwise. So if I'm okay, I'm just saying fix, accept it. It has added something. Now let me fix this permanently. It's trying to check. Okay. Now it could fix because the way that it has rewritten. Now, if not, then this something like that it has done. Okay. So use Copilot itself for any of the errors, but be sure if you are running into loops, you have to come back and then cautiously redo. Just you can undo, no, undo and then start afresh. Nothing wrong. And this is another way of getting the things done with comments. Now let's try to check on some basic unit test generation also, because most of the developers, they write the piece of code, they write the piece of unit test also. It's a double effort going into the same one, at least to make the 100% or 80% or 60% of the code coverage, whatever the lines that is lined out for their environment. So here I have even some unit tests for this. Let's take some help in understanding what are there and then what best we can do with in adding the unit tests more, how it understands that. Okay. So now I'm trying to go with, let me keep this also open because this is in conjunction with, so let it understand. Okay. Now, this controller, right? Okay, I'm still here. Okay, I wanted this one also. Yeah, both are there now. Now let me try to run. If you want to ask how to run the test, you can ask. And since we know it, most of you might be C# or any other unit test X unit, N unit, whatever you use, J unit, do not know. Let's check in the interest of time also. Are we running out of time, Srini or Sudhakar? Or are we good to continue for some more time?
Yeah,
I
you have
think
another 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes.
Another 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, I'll take it up. So far, okay. So we tried running the test just to check what are there and if there are no errors or so. So it is saying that 4 are there and all 4 seem to be passed. And then this is what it's saying. Now I'll try to make my journey here also. I'll just scroll through. Okay, okay, okay. So let's say now I want to add a test. And then, okay, this is by ID it is giving, right? Okay. I just have come waiting for a few seconds. If it is able to give, that's fine. If it is unable to give, you can start showing your intent by opening the fact brackets and then writing something. Even before you write 3 characters, it would start giving you if any tests are missing or so. Now, just now we have written some method there, search by name, and that's not covered in the code coverage for my unit tests. So it has recommended me, why don't you try this one for the piece of code that you just have written. So if I'm okay, I can take this. If I'm not, my intent is not this, I can move on. Choice is mine. Now, since we have added one more, let's try to check. This also may throw some errors. It's not that if it has written unit test, it's going to be perfectly fine. No, it might go into hallucination mode, test something which is not even there also. That is also going to happen. But this time, since that is okay to go with, and then there is nothing big deal, it completed. But you have to be ready even to see some of the errors of what it has recommended. As someone rightly said in the beginning of the discussion, it can even throw the errors of what it has given on when you try to run. Okay, so this is on the unit tests. And then if you want to generate completely new, all that also you can do it. Let me try to showcase on some aspect that was discussed about refactoring the test, refactoring the code. Let's check just a second. These are all bike shops here. Okay, let me check. This is okay, nominal, because it's just properties, nothing else is there. These are all simple. Okay. Search by name, just now we added, get by name. Okay, now let's say this update status, if you see, I'm just scrolling through the update status and I could see that it has run up to some good number of lines, up to 267 from where? From 226. So let's say I do not want these many lines to be there, and then slightly I felt it might not be really complicated also. Let's say if you have felt that it is too much cumbersome, and then it can be reduced. If you are working with code, you should have that understanding, right? Whether it's really looking complicated, can it be really reduced or not? Even if you are not sure, you can try checking it, right? So you just select the piece of code that you wanted to work with on refactoring it to optimize it better, maybe in terms of working. It's not just always on the number of lines, guys, maybe on the complexity that involves, and then optimizing it for performance. You come back and then you can ask for refactoring. You can ask it to review or modify it altogether. Choice is yours. Either you can do it from here or you can do it within the chat here. Choice is yours. Now it has some suggestions on for the code review that it has done. This is what it is, and it is recommending something. I just would like to take you through a couple of other activities which would take 5 or 9 minutes, and that's the reason I'm just scrolling through like this. And anytime you are not comfortable with this windows and then this approach, you just stop this activity. You ask it to get this done. You can push a ask here. Let me check. Refactor the selected code to make it more reliable and maintainable. Select all that piece. If it is still selected, you can do that and then ask for it. But it has already given some comments to you. You just check better it whenever it gives. Okay. So you don't want, I just discard it and then leave it there. I'll say completely discard. So choice is yours on how effectively you want to look into what it has given, or if you do not want to select something, do it for whole of code. Choice is yours. How do you want to look into and then make it up? But selecting is the effective method because this is very specific in nature, right? You are asking to refactor certain piece of area, which might be impacting or performance also. You can do that and then ask for it. That's also there. Now we'll try to check on two more interesting pieces. These are all any which ways developers would be doing it in their routine, whether to discard or accept it, going through nurturing their code to make it more stable, refined, and then fine fueled for a better performance. All of this is regular routine. Now we'll try to check on. Anyone is sharing the screen, or someone seem to have taken the control of the screen?
Really?
Yeah, someone is drawing here on the screen. Maybe whiteboard also, they might have opened it, I guess. Request others, in case if you have opened whiteboard also, please close that. You are scratching here. You see these green lines? Okay, so far so good, I guess. And then now let's try to, if it is a code conversion, now let's say I am into Java. So this is a .NET application. Now I want to take this to Java. So then I can ask for it to convert at workspace. something like this. Or you can simply ask for structure. Please give me the structure if need to convert this entire project into a Java based. So then it might work and then give you the structure. If you are okay, take that structure, start filling the details, and then from that template, you can start work. I need not be an application architect also to decide what should be the best architecture suitable. Let's say if it has given me something which I'm finding it's too difficult, or you didn't understand anything, you just ask it. You keep on asking for some more questions, it would explain. Or if you felt that this is not apt, you want to reduce something, make it more refined, again ask it. So it would try to give you, you can ask like, it seems the structure, I'll say, the structure seem to be hefty. Can you make it a bit lighter if it's possible? Because sometimes structure might require a mandated folders, the structure, everything remains. There would not be any option for it to shrink or to make it lighter. Now it's saying that, okay, I have a Spring Boot structure now. Why do you want to go with that? Go with Spring Boot structure and then make it light is what it said. And then this seemed to be better for me. Then I'll accept this or go for how do I make it for a new file and then or a new workspace and then start working on this. Okay. So now let's say now I want to, okay, now if I need to go into this Java also, what should I have? I should have the tasks readily that I can communicate or delegate this or assign to my developers, right? Otherwise, they'll not be able to make it up. So then the persona setting comes on me asking, make this entire project split into tasks so that those tasks I can assign it to developers, and then that should have a meaningful impact of replication of this project. For that, what I did is my screen is still in someone's control, I guess. Let me, okay, now I got back. Thanks. So I just have written, this is even for Sujita and others who are already working but have facing some issue on getting the exact results. Persona setting was missing when Sujita was highlighting the problem. Maybe they might have tried. I'm not saying that they haven't tried also, but set the persona perfectly before setting the context. Okay. So here you see, I'm saying you are a tech lead. After collecting and understanding all the project requirements, you are expected to create different tasks and assign it to the developers in your team. This includes all the parts of this project. By thoroughly observing the current workspace, create all the tasks that are necessary to get assigned to developers to get the exact replication of this project. I have written this earlier and I'm using it. And in front of you, if I start scratching my head to write it, you might lose interest. And that's the reason I have kept it ready. Okay. Otherwise, you can think through what kind of persona you want to set agent to before you ask it to get anything done. So now I said that you are so and so, and the intent is so and so. Depending on that, you create this tasks. And then once the tasks are completed by developers, the complete project should look like the one that you are seeing in this workspace. Please do not assume anything in an ambiguous situation. Ask to get confirmed by me and complete. Task should contain the title, description, and other associated info to complete. If there is a sequential manner in which it needs to be completed due to a dependency or so on other tasks, clearly mention it. Mention all the technical specifications. Maintain the consistency in defining variables, methods, classes, and other elements. That means I am giving the explicit instruction. Even in Sujita's case, she felt that there is no consistency. It is not understanding its code. It is giving vaguely, or it is picking from somewhere and then giving it. You can even avoid public matching code patterns also. And as rightly Srinivas sir said that you can make custom instructions kept for it too. Now, why Atik is having the control of my screen? Request you to stop whiteboard in case if you are using. So these are some of the things that you have to be, they are very simple, but they are very critical. They play a vital role in the response that you get. In the last, I said the details of the task should be complete in its form to accomplish the task by any developer when it is assigned to him. So that's what I gave the instructions completely and asking it to give me the replication of the project in the form of tasks so that I can assign it to developers and then get this developed. If that is the intent and I'm doing that exercise means now I'll try to take this all because it might think that the scope is only to this also. So what I do, be cautious about where and all you have kept the tabs open, what it is doing, if the application is running or not, what is the last interaction that you had in the terminal. Be aware of this because all of this, it has some memory that it kept in to help you, right? For our own benefit. So all of this you should be keeping it in mind and then see to it that application is stopped or all of this, or if you want to change the model, whether the mode is in something else, change the mode. Now I am asking it. Now I have not set as workspace, but I have written a word here somewhere in as workspace here. But I didn't use the agent at workspace. I can even use that for a better result. I can do that. Now in Spring Boot project, it said that these are required. And to get this done, these many tasks you can create and then make it up. Let's say if you are convinced with this, these tasks are okay to get that, and these are the sequence, what it's saying is okay, you can take it up. Let's say you want to get that verified by Copilot itself. I'll say that. Do you think these tasks are sufficient to get the exact replication of this .NET Core Web API? I'll even give the name Bike Shop API. Or you think anything needs to be added or missing? Please verify once and fill the necessary gaps as you feel appropriate. I'm just talking to how I talk to a human. If I'm talking to my developer, how I'm going to say the task, same way I'm talking. And that means nothing is beyond this as a prompt engineering. But yes, there are multiple other things. Prompt engineering is a big deal to get the beast mode works done. And production grade environment requires a beast mode also. That we will discuss later at any point of time. That beast mode is working on a use case is a big exercise of multiple hours that we usually do with any of the intended participants. We'll do that later at any point of time. But these are the basics. Now you see additional tasks and gaps. It said that these two are seem to be missing. And let me add this and this task 10 and then 9 on 11, 12 will have that exact replication coming, including the logging and versioning of this and then dependency injection. So it has enhanced the list of tasks now. So don't rely it on when it gives you the first answer. This is one more approach as a best practice. Sujita, did you get this now on how you can refine your approach while working with this to get the exact answers what you want? Don't rely on the first attempt. You just give a challenge to it only. Challenge it asking, is this fine? Do you think anything is there? It would again verify and then give you. Unless otherwise you are satisfied, don't believe it. Okay. So that is again part of this one, beast mode practice also, in which we write that complete persona and then. Let me check if participants are still there or they all left.
Yeah,
Folks,
3
are you with
people
me?
left. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Any questions? Anything that needs to be discussed? I'm done from my side. This is how you can do it. At last, maybe in the interest of people who are here, let me try to give it one task in the agent mode. How it works, we'll show it to you. So take one task. I'll take first one because list dependency. Otherwise, it would get stuck and then ask me for some more information on the dependencies. What is the task one? Okay, so this is saying for a Maven it is giving. Okay, but since we are trying to do it in the, I'll try to do it in a Devwala. Okay, I'm not even giving the task name or creating anything. I just giving the instructions. I just started create a new Maven based Spring Boot project named so and so, set up the package name this, add dependencies, and this is the tech stack of it with the specs. Okay, then I'm just saying now it is creating a task to work on it. I'll try to view this progress. It might take hardly maybe 5 minutes, 9 minutes or something more also. This is the one that it is working. Let me navigate through. And with these details, the initial plan, Copilot got that. And then no conflicts. Oh, it's already ready for review, is saying. No, not yet. Okay, it's not ready for review. View session. Let's check on. Might take some time. If you see here, currently it is in progress, but it has not consumed any premium requests. It is still trying to get connected to my GitHub server to have the temporary memory stage there for my task and then store details and then use the agent with appropriate tech stack. And then it is connected to MCP, this playwright through MCP. MCP is, guys, model context protocol. And this is the hot and buzzword now. And this is the only secure and reliable way with which you can extend the capacity of your Copilot agent for any of the automations that are beyond the Copilot's capability. My Copilot was there only within the IDE. Now it has come to GitHub to do this. Now how it gets connected to GitHub with a two-way trusted communication established, that is through MCP. If you want to think and understand how you want to visualize MCP means, MCP is nothing but a wrapper around your regular REST API connections. That's it. With appropriate credentials and URLs with methods being instructed. It's an MCP, and MCP is from Anthropic, and most of you might be knowing it who are seasoned here, developers and into IT. And it's an open source standard. Now it has become very widely popular, and this is the one, this is accepted for reliability and security to get connected to. It could be the situation that you might be getting your Copilot getting connected to your third-party SaaS applications also, or other agents also, other tools to get few things automated like GitHub or Azure DevOps or Dockers or maybe anything else also. AWS, Azure, everywhere. It's doing the work. While it was doing the work, I was trying to explain what is MCP. Is there a way I can erase these lines that are drawn? No worries, any which ways we are almost done. It's 12:32. So this is how it would do the work. And then now you see the premium request. It took on your own. I didn't say. In agentic actions, it would select which model is best fit for this task, and then it would do that. I'll come back to screen to check. How do I come back to screen?
Yeah, escape button. Okay.
Escape. No, the screen share is still there. Okay, should I stop screen share to come back? I want to see the participants, the regular
Yeah,
screen
you have
that
to
comes.
stop the screen share. Yes.
Okay. Right. In Teams, we can even see the participants without stopping the screen share also. We can flip the chat, the people,
Correct. Yeah.
resources, everything. Yeah. Okay. I thank everyone for all your patience and then cooperation all this while. And if you have any questions, I'll just give it a pause to check with you.
Nagendra, thanks for this session. And could you please give me an overview about beast mode, whatever you said, right?
MCP server, right?
No, beast mode in
Beast
Copilot.
mode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beast mode. it's an heavy prompt. Like I have used this in the notepad, a small one, right? Today, I just
Right.
said that you are a tech lead, you need to do this. Now in that, what I have mentioned is only the persona I have set, the objective I set, and at one point of time, if it is landing in ambiguous situation, I asked it to confirm it with me. But if I make the same prompt heftier by saying that each and every minute detail into it, if you encounter tech related, you just do this. If you are doing this, check for this resource that is there in the repository. You get validated the custom instructions. You look for the exclusions that are there. You just go with the custom knowledge base which we have kept. All of this, that means not even a single point I'm leaving. And I say that after getting all this done, doing the code, you have to re-verify one more time, do the unit tests also, write the code also, do the unit tests also, see to it the code coverage is 10% or 80% or 90%, and update me if it is not there. And anytime if build fails, you just create a task with appropriate reasons for it so that I can review it. I'm not going to leave a single point. Entire flow I am going to architect with persona, with instructions, with verifications, and with appropriate resources where it needs to check for any of the things that if it needs validation or wait for me for some confirmations. So that's the beast mode. Best thing is set. Let me put the beast mode GitHub repository. You can awesome thinking you follow, right? The GitHub community.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So in that it is there in awesome thinking community. If you go for prompt engineering, there the beast mode, if you type it is. Yes, Malesh.
Yeah, thanks,
Thank you,
Nagendra.
Nagendra.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Srinivas. Thanks
Nagendra.
for all your patience so far.
Yeah, Nagendra.
Yes, Malesh.
GitHub Copilot is a very new for me.
Yes.
So, is there anything kind of a memory related things? Let's say I'm keep on working, I'm doing lot of changes. I'm writing prompt that changing lot of files in my code repository. So is there any options like stop find something? Let's say I wrote prompt incorrectly, something it changed a lot of files backend. So, but I did this type of prompts last 5 prompts. So in that, the last 2 prompts are wrong. I want to go back to the first 2 prompts only. So go back or undo to last points. Like the can you stop find something?
Got it. There are 2 ways of handling this. One is only prompts you want. Yes, in the chat IDE, the prompts that you have used, those are there till the session is active. Okay. The other one is prompt files. You can customize your prompt files and keep it in the user settings, and that you can go back and then reuse it any point of time. Let's say the situation is slightly a bit advanced. I have already gone into an agent mode and given that as an instruction, not by creating tasks, but I just instructed it started working. Now what should I do? When it works in that agentic action mode, it is not going to merge into any branch. That particular temporary branch with the expected output of what the instructions that you have given, that would be there, that you can go and then re-comment it. I'll just share my screen one more time in the interest of showing it to you. That's a very valid question. So in different scenarios, different ways that we are going to deal with that. So one scenario, the very prompt. So the very prompt which is here in this, and that means you just keep using your cursor. All of these prompts what you have used are here as long as your session is there. Okay. Are you observing my IDE, chat IDE?
Yeah, I can see clearly.
Right. This is one area. The other one is go here to settings and then say prompt files, and then you want to create new one or use the existing one, doesn't matter. It would be there in the settings. You keep managing your prompts. This is another way. Next one is, let's say you went into this mode and you have asked it to work and then it started and you didn't save anywhere. Okay. In that scenario, what happens is when you just check now, pull request is there. Oh, it's still doing the task, but what I'll show you is I'll try to show you the branch itself. Hold on. It would create the branch like this separately for what you have asked for. You go to this branch and then related to this, whatever the pull request which is open also. If it is closed also, you reopen it. Closed once if anything is there. In this, it's not there. Let me check the other branch. In the other branch, we should have some. When you reopen, there is an option for you to comment. You comment there, it would start reworking with only those two prompts which you wanted. You comment as those only two prompts, it would start working.
Okay, so you mean that these requests we can make use of kind of a stop, find something.
Yes, I'm not finding the earlier one where I can show you the this is just now created branch. Let me check on the pull requests which were there. This is same, it is working. Okay, maybe another branch, I guess. So what you can do there, you just, let's say I'll stop this now. Okay, this one, let me stop to showcase it to you. When this is the plan that it is working, right? You have opened this. Now, if you see, these are all the things that it has done. And then it would come to a stage when it stops working on this, that would come for review. If I stop now, it says that it is cancelled. But once after this, you can come back and then check the same, the request review, what the pull request review it has given, that one will have an option for comment here. This will get enabled. You just use those two prompts, what you wanted for a rework here. Prompt 1, and then let's say another one you wanted, prompt 2, and then say comment. It would start working on this too now. You may have to extra pass instruction also. Discard all the new content. Work only with these two prompts. And then you might bring it from your file or from the session, wherever you have kept it, bring it and then comment it. It would start working on comment before you close your review.
Got it.
This is another way. This is tactical only when you already have gone to an extent that it has done this much of work. And now what do you want to do? You do not know. Now you see in our work, it has already mapped for this structure, my task, and then has given, since I just stopped it, it started, and now it is giving me an option to merge also in case if what I'm finding it is fine. If not, I can reject also. Choice is mine, or simply close it without doing anything.
Got it. And
And one more point I thought of telling you, but
Yeah,
it
go ahead.
faded from my mind. These two ways I thought of. One is that the prompt files, one is the session prompt, and then this one is one. Maybe one more I forgot. Yeah, tell me please. You had one more question.
Yeah, one more small point.
Yes.
Is this Copilot having any limitation token, something for free version?
Yeah, free version has got a lot of variation, limitations. So if you see the GitHub Copilot plans and features, or maybe pricing, you type it whatever you want. Go with this link. Free wala is only this one. 50
Okay.
agent mode or chat requests per month, 2000 code completions per month, and access only to Cloud Sonnet, and then the GPT 401. 4.0 and then preview also is given now, GPT-5, but since this document is slightly a bit old one, it is showing. But in the Pro variant, you have these many. This is meant for individuals. In individual ones, you cannot do a lot of things that are required that we discussed, which are applicable at an org level.
Okay, understood. So normally, when I use pre-plans anything, I used to get the kind of issues like, let's say I'm working in a big project with a lot of code and repository, and with a, high level architect designs. So when I log in each session, every day something, so I need to explain, or I need to ask that to please go through my entire repo and get understand and ready for do the changes based on my prompt. So what happening? So every day, if I go the model or Copilot, whatever, it reading everything entire, and it's like I am losing my the day
Time.
limit. Like,
Yes.
so for this, any solution like something so that we can save our tokens per day, something.
No idea on what would be the saving factor, but the way that we have worked, if you have observed, if each and every time to make it relevant, I started using those at GitHub, at VS Terminal, at VS Code, at Workspace, these kind of agents. So they are solving my purpose of me explaining it to do again, go through code and all. So that's the agent with a lot of slash commands are also there along with that. So that's only the best way to use in setting the context, avoiding the time, and means lot of time to make it explain again and again. And you have
Exactly.
observed, right? Like just spend in the code editor few seconds in the area where you want to work, that developed its own understanding on what is going to what is missing or what can be happening and what could be the intent of the developer. So that means I do not know which tool you have used where you are losing that time of
Yeah,
making
I
it
worked
again.
other tools, Claude,
But in this you
CLIs.
don't require. In this it is already the moment you are in IDE, and then this extension is already installed in IDE. The moment you start working, seamlessly it is in the IDE observing what you are doing and got the knowledge of what is there.
Okay, yeah, got it. Yeah,
So
that's it
looks
from my
like,
side.
yeah, I mean, Malaysia is using mostly CLI. I don't know whether that is the right approach. That's what we have been debating, myself and Malaysia. So Nagendra, so any opinion there?
Yeah, CLI, it's just the approach of the comfort, right? If you would use CLI, if you would use within the IDE, it's maybe in CLI, as you said, since we do not know where the context is set or so, then you have to redo all that. But in the IDE, once it is there and then chat IDE is available, I need not worry about setting the context repeatedly. True. This could be one of the pointers, Srini.
Okay.
Glad that you have highlighted. Yes. That's
So
the
for me,
approach. Yes,
temporarily to avoid these things, I'm just creating kind of a context file, something every time, every day, end of the day. So that next day when I log in new session, I'm asking to go through the context file. So that it will
So
be
that is only
understanding
CLI, is it?
something
That,
temporarily. It
that
is for
AI tool.
CLI and both desktop version also.
No, in desktop version, the moment you open the source code, means the local branch is there, means it has got the knowledge. Even if you have staged those changes or not, it has got the knowledge. Now I haven't staged any changes. I can simply undo all the thing that I just did. But still it
Okay,
has got the memory of, you see that I have added one search by name, and then I have come to test file, and then it prompted me, why don't you write a unit test for this method which you have written there? That means it developed the memory instantly. No, why should I be
no,
getting?
yeah. Actually the problem when came now. So I worked with my team members. They did changes in the code repository in their side with their desktop cloud, whatever. So
Then
end
you
of
have
the
to, that
day,
is a common problem of you have to pull those changes, right? You have to fetch that. They have to upload somewhere. Otherwise, how will you
I
know
mean, we
that
merged
what they
end
have
of the
done?
day. We merged end of the day. But when coming into next day, my session can understand whatever I did or prompt something. So, but in the project level entire, so there will be a lot of other code or
No, do
integrated.
a fresh sync. No, then if you think that multiple developers are uploading the changes into the targeted branch, and tomorrow by the time you come, there could be a lot of variation, then you make a sync. Do a sync that should have. If your what the IDE has got, that is the knowledge your AI tool will have. Nothing more, nothing less. So in your IDE, you should have the sync done for a fresh piece of code to bring it from the remote repository.
Yeah, understood.
Maybe I might not be able to visualize what exactly you are saying also, but more or less this is something closer to that.
Yeah, so Nagendra, maybe what you said is correct. So Malesh is thinking that since he has developed a certain component using that Copilot, right? So next day when he comes, even the entire repository syncs up, he's thinking that his Copilot will only know about the knowledge that he developed
What
yesterday.
it had yesterday. No, it is dynamic. It's dynamic in nature. It's very instant in nature. That's what we have seen today also. Even when I didn't say anything also, it was able to see, because what the code that is there is what it has got the knowledge as.
Okay.
Because this is also a common repository that I have pulled up from a Git repo. But by the time I pulled it, it understood only that knowledge. From there, we continue.
Okay.
So that sync is required. Maybe if too much changes are happening there, too many changes within no time, then regular sync is also required.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
Sure. Anything else, Likita?
So have you used anything for deployment? This kind of a
Yes,
tool?
from here we can deploy also. We can continue to make a targeted environment mentioned to it and get an YAML file and then use that in your pipeline. Entire end to end, you can use Copilot to get things done. You say the intent, or you simply see. Let's say if my business analyst has already given me a document, supply it, get the tasks created, get that assigned to the developers or Copilot, and then get it created, and then review it, and then after that get that deployed to the targeted environment also. You can get connected to Azure, AWS, any environment, and keep giving instructions from here itself through MCP. Or
Okay.
just take a YAML pipeline created by it, push it into Azure pipelines. That's it. You create a pipeline there with the YAML file this is giving, your work is done. That's it.
Okay.
Or Azure
So
or AWS.
okay. So just to going, I mean, covering the entire SDLC, right? So you must be doing from maybe from development of the code.
Requirements, yeah, requirements to release management.
Oh, so you're doing for the requirements as well, is it?
Yeah, that's the tasks, what I said, no, work item and bug, because DevOps is actually from here to there and back from there to here. We are
Okay,
closing the loop of it.
okay. So I mean, so we are also trying to automate the entire SDLC. So in that, even the business analyst part, right? So once it gets the requirement document from the business user or from product owner, so it will validate whether the business requirement document has the entire sections covered and it's good enough for a architect to develop the solution, architect bot. Okay.
Validation, when we ask for it in the initial stage, what it goes into is idealistic mode. Then we might not be able to feed what it wants to make it think that it is all up to mark. So at certain point of time, at least at the initial stage, we'll have to make certain points clear.
Yeah, I
we
mean,
might ask for it.
that
We might ask for it like for validation and then gaps or so. It might even give me that, okay, you have taken this approach, because of that, these are all the dependent points. But if you take, in our case also, if you have seen just now, regular Java and then the Spring Boot application way, it gave us two options, making the structure slightly here and there. So that way.
Yeah, so yeah, that is on the
elements.
development part. Even before we start, right? So the entire business requirement document itself, is it in correct shape and form? Of course, we will give the template, right? I mean, prompt template to make sure it understand what it needs the BRD should have and how elaborate should be. So based on that, then it will highlight whatever the BRD misses are right or not is covered. Then we are also asking it to rewrite the entire BRD what it thinks is the right
Then
way.
we are giving completely, see, that's the initial point of the project. No, the business requirement should come from us. If we give it, it would give the idealistic one, which might not even be applicable to that situation. We can ask it, it would give something else which might not even be relevant or
No, I
might
mean,
make
of
cycle
course.
times more.
Yeah. So we will do by section, right? So, I mean, once it writes, anyway, we'll validate, we will say accept or reject, or we give some more prompt to replace that.
But what I feel is, if BRD is good, that's a good point to start making that into split into tasks that can be delegated either to developers or to the Copilot itself, then make a entire project journey by Copilot itself.
Okay.
And
I guess now you are thinking from the perspective of making the team work with those tasks or to let them know that whether it is missing or not. But now I am thinking from the perspective Copilot as a one-man army, getting my entire end-to-end works done for me. So that's where my start should be good. If I feed something wrong, from there also I get only the wrong output only.
Yeah. Of course. I mean, that's what. So once the business BRD is done, right? So actual business analyst would approve it for the next step to proceed. So then the architect bot would take over and give the architecture diagrams and the tools and the tools and the languages that are required for that solution, right? Again, architect, the human would step in and again approve it. Then only it will go to the developer to develop the code.
Yes.
So this design, any design, whatever you have it, you can feed in and then ask that, to churn the code, or is it like, can it take in as a input, not like through prompt? I'll just feed as a document or some PDF or something, and then say, hey, here is my complete system design, and make it as a sub-function, functional level. Start talking the modules. Is that feasible?
We see the current limitation with GitHub Copilot is any of the architectural references or diagrams that it cannot take read. Image reading or image creation is a handicap in that. Maybe there are multiple other tools now in place which might do that in a better fashion. But what's the problem is with other tools, they are not part of the developer workflow. Here, this tool is highly gelled well with the developer workflow, but the limitation is it cannot understand now on those diagrammatic representations. But in case if you can make whatever you are saying, the document which is in PDF in the form of a README file, simply get everything in the README file updated, copy, paste it, give that, and then ask it to work in the agentic action. Fantastic job it does. That's the alternative.
Oh, so should be an intermediate step to
it's
translate.
Just a README file, markdown or a README file we can create. And
translate whatever there in the architecture and then keep
but
that
not in the pictorial format. Nothing, not even simple virtual network. Also, we tried for infrastructure, various options being fed into it and then get that done. No way it understood the picture. That's a limitation, but we thought maybe somewhere we can make a hack of it also, but it was not successful. It never understood anything. Only it is understanding plain text instructions. That too, if it is a README file, it's fantastic. Other source of files also, to some extent, it can understand and then keep it up.
Sure. Thank you.
Yes, Malesh.
And Nagendra, in a reverse way, will it generate based on the code? Is it having capability, not in a graphical way, but if it is generate kind of a mermaid diagram, something for useful for
it cannot do. You have to use Visual Studio for that. Visual Studio Enterprise Edition has got this feature of reverse engineering. Go to the code, get that architecture diagram created that it does, or give the architecture diagram for the layers that you are explaining or expecting it to be. The similar structure of the template of the code will be generated. So that's there in the Visual Studio Enterprise Edition. So that's an IDE feature. That's not the Copilot feature.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, lovely spending time with you all. Thanks a lot for being there for so much time. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Nagendra,
Thank
for
you,
the wonderful
Nagendra.
session. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks. Pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sudhakar. Thanks, Srini.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.